Coming up on News Live at 6, Syracuse University has changed its masking guidelines once again. What the change means for students when they return from break.
Plus, the City of Syracuse's flag is getting a makeover. How the flag concept strives to represent Syracuse history.
And the SU Women in Leadership program is back. How the initiative is hoping to create positive mindset throughout its workshop. News Live at 6 starts right now.
CitrusTV News live at 6, your campus news leader.
The SU campus experience inches closer to its pre-pandemic status. Good evening, everyone. I'm Nicole Aponte.
And I'm Tyler Melito. Chillicothe Deli is off this evening. We start tonight with a change in Syracuse University's masking guidelines.
In an email sent to students today, Vice Chancellor Michael Haney announced that the university is set to transition to the yellow masking level on Monday, March 14th. In this yellow masking level, masks are recommended for those vaccinated while indoors and outdoors on campus. This means that in classroom, masks won't be required for vaccinated individuals.
Unvaccinated students and faculty and staff still have to wear a mask around others. This decision from the university comes as the vaccination and booster policy compliance are extremely high among the SU community. Low positivity rates are consistent across the university as well. And we have team coverage this evening on the university's decision to change masking levels. Starting us tonight is CitrusTV reporter Zach Richter. He is live inside Newhouse with the campus community's reaction to this move. Zach?
Good evening, Nicole and Tyler. We have waited a long time for this. I'm here inside a Newhouse classroom where right now you still need to keep your mask on, but beginning on Monday, you'll be able to take your mask off. As soon as the announcement went out earlier today, it has been the talk of campus. Most SU students, including CJ Harper and Eliana Halegua, can't wait to say goodbye to the masks for good.
I'm okay with it. Everybody is vaccinated, and with Omicron having burned through the majority of the population, I think it's okay now.
I'm super excited just because I feel like we've been wearing masks for so long. I'm excited to finally see my friends and see their faces in class.
However, SU student Ava Riccardi is worried that they should have waited a bit longer with spring break coming up, with concerns that people will come back from travel and spread the virus.
I'm kind of excited, a little nervous, coming back from spring break because everyone's going away. But I think a week after, it'll be kind of nice being able to see everybody's faces for the first time, especially as a freshman.
There are also some who will still continue to wear their masks in class, even with the change.
I personally think I wouldn't feel comfortable with taking my mask off during classes. I probably will still keep it on.
SU Professor Zachary Braderman is frustrated with the change and is trying to take matters into his own hand.
It's a terrible idea. I will see if I can require students in my classes to wear masks, but I don't know. I would feel more comfortable with everybody masked up, at least in class, if not everywhere.
There's been no word from the university for professors who feel unsafe whether or not they can overrule this change in their classes. However, the university can change their COVID level at any time. But for now, we're sticking with the yellow level come Monday. Reporting from Newhouse tonight, Zach Richter, CitrusTV News.
Thank you, Zach. COVID testing will continue on campus throughout spring break in Kimmel Hall. From Sunday to Thursday, testing will be available from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Testing will also be available from 4 to 7 p.m. on Wednesday and 8:30 to 10:30 in the morning on Friday. Students who wish to test before leaving for break can do so in the Dome before Saturday.
Now, although Code Yellow means many students are not required to wear masks tonight, CitrusTV John Herrick joins us in studio. John, who will still need to mask up?
Well, Nicole, according to Haney's announcement today, for unvaccinated students, the masks need to stay on. Even though the majority of the campus is vaccinated, 2% of students are unvaccinated. So although this shift to Code Yellow means away with the masks for many students, it won't be everyone. Now, a few things still remain unclear. First, how will the university enforce masking for unvaccinated students? And also, how will university professors and academic instructors decipher between an unvaccinated student and a vaccinated student? And tonight, an unvaccinated senior at Syracuse, Carson Gumbaro, says unless the university enforces the masking guidelines, he will disobey them.
I mean, none of my professors, as far as I'm aware, know about my vaccination status, so unless they ask about it and interrogate me about it, then I assume that things are fine for me. And I know I'm treading murky water here by saying these things because, of course, I am knowingly disobeying university guidelines.
Tonight, students are waiting for an official response from Syracuse University, but we have been in communication with university officials, and they say at the moment the university is not planning on changing their treatment towards unvaccinated students. Guys?
Thank you, John. Local and campus-wide COVID-19 data contributed to the changes in the current masking guidance. CitrusTV's Benjamin Schiller is here in studio to give a deeper dive into the key data behind the decision to recommend masks everywhere on campus for vaccinated students. Ben?
Tyler, thank you. As we said at the top of the show, Syracuse University today is moving to yellow masking guidance starting next Monday, March 14th. So what was the data behind this campus? Let's just take a deeper look at this. Campus vaccination rates are nearing 100%. Students specifically are at 98%. Faculty on campus are at 100%, while staff are at 99%. So let's take a look at the active number of cases here on campus at Syracuse University. And we've seen a trend of cases going downwards. Last month on February 7th, the week of February 7th to be exact, cases were at an all-time high within the past month. Then they went down, and then just in mid-February, they announced that we were going from red masking guidance to blue level masking guidance, which contributed to a spike rise in cases. Cases went up last week after Duke weekend, and now cases are starting to go down. So let's take a look at the county. We've learned through the university that they look at the county's numbers besides the university's numbers to determine whether they should change the masking guidance. So hospitalizations in Onondaga County have seen a spike over the winter months. As we came back to campus in the fall, we had the Delta variant dying down, and then once we came back from Thanksgiving break, the Omicron variant was at its highest peak. Cases were through the roof, and in January in Onondaga County, hospitalizations were at an all-time high. And just as I move off the screen, in February, cases are half as many as they were in January, as Omicron cases are going down. So let's take a look at the national amount of cases. On a national level, cases were at an all-time high in the past month on February 7th. Cases are continuing to die down, which will lead to another change, hopefully, down the road. Guys, back to you guys.
Ben, thank you. The Women in Leadership Initiative will host a Resilience and Change program in just a few weeks. CitrusTV reporter Katie Fonvongsa is in studio. Katie, what does this opportunity mean for students?
Good evening, Nicole. Coming up soon, a Women in Leadership program will begin for faculty and staff. This program restarted in a conversation with Provost Gretchen Ritter. Co-leadership experts Amy P. Kelly and Jack Savinsky will guide attendees through a 4-step program. Each of these sessions include cultivating positive mindset practices, strengthening emotional intelligence and resiliency, communicating with agility, and creating your change journey. Kelly is an experienced HR executive, a leadership consultant, and coach. She mentions that she aims to bring together a welcoming environment for SU in this opportunity.
Importance of a great student experience, a great team experience, and faculty administration, just wanting to have the type of environment where everyone is included, has a great place to study, learn, grow, and develop.
Although the program is limited to faculty and staff, students may feel a positive impact from their instructors. Jack Savinsky, who is a leadership, project, and management professor at Ohio State University, says that his goal is to improve and grow specific aspects from the workshop.
When we capture everyone's mindset and help them manage it more effectively, you're going to tend to look at things and make different decisions and choices, right? So hopefully through this, we're elevating individual faculty's ability.
This initiative program highlights how faculty and staff can implement their new knowledge to pass on to their students. Nicole and Tyler, back to you guys.
Katie, thank you. New details tonight, a 12-year-old boy is now arrested after being accused of robbing the wife of SU men's basketball coach Jim Boeheim. SVD says the suspect showed a handgun that was later revealed to be an airsoft gun, later taking Julie Boeheim's purse and phone and stealing a vehicle that would later be recovered on the city's east side. He is charged with second-degree robbery, fourth-degree criminal possession of a weapon, and fourth-degree grand larceny. SVD says investigation is ongoing.
And a new airline is coming to Hancock Airport. Breeze Airways announced it will expand into 10 new airports, including Syracuse. Central New Yorkers will now be able to fly directly to Las Vegas and Charleston. Breeze Airways is a budget airline started by founder of JetBlue, David Nealman. The first flight takes off on June 10th. And Nicole, Breeze Airlines coming to Syracuse. That's great news for travelers, but it's been very breezy here as of late.
Last night, it was so windy walking home from the library. I just want the snow, the wind to all go away. Jesse Cook, our weather anchor, joins us live from the Citrus TV weather deck. Jesse, how's it looking out there? That's good. We apologize for technical difficulties. Coming up, the New York Times has pulled their news staff out of Russia due to a new law.
Plus, President Biden has announced a ban on Russian oil imports. What this means for the U.S. in 2 minutes.
Straggly ones. The first ones. But hey, I look good with this ones. The black, brown, red, and gray ones. The itchy ones. The ones grown by Dad. The ones grown for Dad. The I nearly didn't do it this year ones, and the absolutely filthy ones. They all raise awareness, raise funds, start conversations, and save lives. Because whatever you grow will save a bro. Learn more at Movember.com.
Unlike other health concerns, mental illness is not always easy to see.
Third line, please.
DEPRESSION.
Mental illness doesn't show up on a scale. Bipolar? Sorting out a mental health concern is not something to attempt on your own.
Anxiety. I thought so.
Like many health conditions, help for mental illness takes professional diagnosis and treatment. And the sooner you seek treatment, the better.
Look at that. 6,000 steps and PTSD.
If you or a loved one has a mental health concern, don't go it alone. Find out what to do. For 24-hour free and confidential information and treatment referral, call 1-800-662-HELP. Learn more at samhsa.gov/support.
Our story was begun by someone else. Our story was often shaped by generations before them. Our story was forged and maybe even defined by the experiences of our childhood. But it doesn't need to be. You can be the author. Learn how at numberstory.org.
If you see news happening on campus, in Syracuse, or across the nation, call the Citrus TV newsroom, 315-443-1177, or tweet at Citrus TV News, your campus news leader.
Welcome back in the News Live at 6. The City of Syracuse flag is on its way out. A new design is in the works. Our Citrus TV reporter Tyler O'Neill is in studio and has more on the new flag design process. Tyler.
Nicole, thank you. Adapt CNY, a volunteer group, is working on the project. The project began years ago, but just got put on hold because of the pandemic. Now the project is in full swing. The city flag of Syracuse is waving goodbye, but a new design is on the way. Andrew Frazier of Adapt CNY, the volunteer community service group redesigning the flag, says the design is unattractive.
There's been a lot of poor flag designs out there. A lot of them are just what we like to call seals on a bed sheet, which is exactly what the Syracuse flag looks like right now. And and the city seal is kind of meant for one thing, which represents the government of the city. And we were hoping that maybe a flag could represent the people of the city.
Councilman at Large Michael Green says the new design will have a better composition.
Like if you look at the rules of how to design a good flag, there's certain things that you should have for good design principles. There shouldn't be words on it. It should be so simple that a child can draw it from memory. It should have a few colors. And we break almost every rule of good design principles.
Frazier says the design will be up to the people of Syracuse.
When you're looking to get involved, there's sort of two paths you can take. You can wait on it and submit a design a little bit later, or you can be a part of this, design prospectus crowd now. So.
The organization is looking for 12 to 15 members to be on the committee that will come up with the design guidelines. Frazier says the design will include important parts of Syracuse's history. Frazier says he expects the design to be completed and proposed to the Common Council by the end of this year. Adapt CNY is seeking the help of Syracuse community members. They're looking for applicants to be a part of the committee. And then later this year, they will be accepting flag design submissions. To apply to be on the committee, visit SyracuseFlag.com. Nicole, Tyler?
Tyler, thank you. The attorneys for both sides of the Prince Andrew case informed the Southern District of New York Court that the parties agreed to a settlement. The stipulation for the case's dismissal is awaiting a signature from the judge.
The total of the settlement was not disclosed, but a letter to the court said Prince Andrew plans to make a substantial donation to Ms. Giuffre's charity in support of victims' rights.
And the New York Times has announced they will be temporarily removing members of their staff out of Russia. The Times cited safety for their employers for the removal. Russia outlawed the publication on Friday when the Kremlin passed a law making it illegal to publish false information about Russia's military.
Violators of the law could face potential fines, forced labor, and up to 15 years in prison. Numerous other outlets, including CNN and the BBC, have suspended their on-the-ground reporting in Russia.
And President Biden also announced a ban on Russian oil imports and other energy products earlier today in what he called, quote, another powerful blow to Putin's war machine.
The move is expected to increase gas prices even more. The U.S. will not be joined by European allies, however. Russian oil accounts for just 8% of all U.S. oil, compared to 27% of all oil in the EU.
And Minneapolis teachers went on strike today after union leaders could not reach a compromise with district officials. These disputes included wages, class sizes, and mental health support following the pandemic.
Other school districts in the area are having similar disputes. The Minneapolis School District has responded that it will continue to negotiate with other teachers.
And Congress on Monday gave final approval for a new law that would make lynching a federal hate crime. The law is named after Emmett Till, a black teenager who in 1955 was murdered in Mississippi, which ultimately served as a crucial moment during the civil rights era.
The bill currently waits to be signed by President Joe Biden to formally make it into law. According to the bill's champion, Representative Bobby Rush of Illinois, maximum sentence under the bill is 30 years.
When we come back after the wake up weather.
Resilient, and we will get through this together. But these are stressful times, and it's important to also practice good self-care. It's normal to feel overwhelmed, anxious, or afraid. But there is hope. Reach out to someone, connect with your friends, stay in touch with your community, and know that you are not alone. Learn more at wearebroadcasters.com/hope, furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Some kids never smile. They're embarrassed by their crooked teeth. They want braces like the other kids, but their families can't afford them. Some may even try to straighten their teeth themselves. That can make everything worse. Luckily, there's Donated Orthodontic Services, a program from the American Association of Orthodontists. It helps provide orthodontic treatment to kids and teens whose families can't afford it. For kids who apply, are approved, and are matched with a volunteer orthodontist, it can be life-changing. Their treatment is in the hands of an expert, a licensed local orthodontic specialist who improves their smiles by correctly aligning teeth and jaws. Some kids think they'll never smile again, but Donated Orthodontic Services may help them smile with confidence. To link to the application and eligibility requirements, visit aaoinfo.org.
From the CitrusTV Weather Center, this is SU's most accurate weather forecast.
Welcome back to Citrus TV News. I'm Jesse Cook, and we got some weather. Now, right now, it's pretty cold in Syracuse, 33 degrees, mostly cloudy. Now, you might have seen me outside before when we were having some audio problems, wondering, hey, where's the jacket if it's 33 degrees? Well, are you the Human Torch? Well, while I am from the same state as Chris Evans, no, it's just that there's basically no wind, so you can deal with it. Now, you look out across the state, across central New York, the highest it gets is way down in Elmira, but up here in CNY, it's really staying pretty uniform with the cold. Now tonight, gonna get some mixed rain, mixed snow showers, so maybe break out the parka, but it's not gonna be too bad. Now overnight, it's still dipping way down, but
Closer to 40 degrees in the middle of March in central New York is kind of a dub any day. So now you look out across the 5-day forecast, it's going to keep getting snowy now. So across the next few days, you're going to see that pale white stuff on the ground. Now, speaking of things that are pale and white, I'll be back later with your wake-up weather.
And coming up in sports, it's International Women's Day. We'll take you through some of Central New York's most influential female athletes. That and more after the break. Stay tuned.
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies.
Selfie, nailed it. We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on man, let's split a ride home.
I see you mobbing over her. Let's go. Let's mob. Let's crawl. Let's crawl. Let's crawl. Hey, yo, we mobbing. Come on, girl. Let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl. Hey, let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl.
And now, your Citrus TV Sports Report.
Hi everyone, I'm James Catato. Happy International Women's Day. Tonight, it's a full slate of women in sports that have not only made their mark historically on Central New York, but women that are also doing it right now. And this Syracuse women's lacrosse team definitely fits the bill. Grad student Emily Harrischuk has earned this week's Intercollegiate Women's Lacrosse Association Offensive Player of the Week. That's a mouthful. For her performances against top 10 opponents Northwestern and Duke. During that 2-game span, she put up 14 points on 8 goals and 6 assists. 3 of those assists came in the second half of Syracuse's signature come-from-behind win over the Blue Devils. They were down 7 goals at one point. Harrischuk and the Orange will head to Virginia to take on the 14th-ranked Cavaliers this Saturday. In high school hoops, we had some section champs this weekend at Onondaga Community College. 4 local girls varsity basketball teams raised the Section 3 banner and are now moving on to the state tournament. On Saturday, Waterville will take on Section 5 champs Newark Valley at 11 a.m. at CNS. Then after that game, Bishop Ludden and the winner of Averill Park and Messina will take the CNS court at 1 in a Class A regional matchup. In Class AA, CNS is playing in a regional game, but it's not on their home court. The North Stars travel to Hudson Valley Community College to take on Section 2 champions Albany. That tips off at 6 p.m. Finally, on Sunday, General Brown takes a trip down I-81 to Binghamton. Well, they'll play Norwich at 3:30. All winners move on to the Final Four at Hudson Valley, March 18th and 19th. You see, there are so many incredible women that leave an impact on the sports world. You have the GOATs like Serena Williams, Simone Biles, Megan Rapinoe. I could keep going, but you guys get the idea. But what about players that grew up in the 3-1-5 that have left legacies for all those who follow? Let's take a look at a few. Starting things off with Gretchen Burns, we're throwing it back to 1978. Burns was a tri-sport athlete at Bishop Ludden and was a pretty accomplished one too. She set a speed skating national record in the 440-yard race as an 11-year-old. Then she went to Lake Placid, won a national outdoor championship in '79, and even earned a spot on the U.S. speed skating team. She was pretty good on the links too, winning multiple New York State golf titles. Up next, a newer face, but definitely a familiar face in the Utica area. It's Emily Durr. The former Notre Dame basketball star graduated in 2014 and was Section 3's all-time leading scorer with over 2,400 points. She was Class B Player of the Year, a 4-time All-State selection, a McDonald's All-American, and then eventually worked her way up to the D1 scene, where she played at Iowa State. She's now an administrative assistant at the University of Dayton. And when you think about Olympic athletes in the 315, the first name that might come to mind is Erin Hamlin. Being from that neck of the woods, I can tell you from experience how crazy it got every time the 04 Remsen grad competed in Olympic luge. She was in 4 Olympic Games, her first one as a 19-year-old. In 2014, she was the first American woman to medal in luge when she took home the bronze in Sochi. Total legend in CNY. And when you talk about legends, you can't go without mentioning local basketball icon Felicia Legette-Jack. Graduated from Nottingham in 1984 and won 2 state chips with the Bulldogs. Even as late as last year, Legette-Jack is still making history. In November, she became the first female athlete in the history of Syracuse University to have her jersey retired. After her playing career with the Orange, she now coaches at the University of Buffalo. And then last up, listen, you knew this one was coming. CNS Class of 2012, Breanna Stewart. During her time as a North Star, she dropped over 2,300 points, won 2 state titles. That doesn't even scratch the surface. She went to UConn, was selected to the McDonald's All-American game, won 4 natties with the Huskies, an Olympic gold medal, and was selected first overall in the 2016 WNBA draft. She's already a WNBA champion, MVP, and Finals MVP. Guys, so many iconic women in sports have rolled through Syracuse and the whole 315, but these are just a few that have left their mark on our local sports world. Happy International Women's Day.
Thank you so much, James. And after this, Jesse will have one quick look at your weather. Stay with us.
Performing on stage takes mental and physical preparation. But one thing I never thought to prepare for was cervical cancer. 91% of cervical cancers are caused by the human papillomavirus, or HPV. For many people, HPV hides inside them and they never develop symptoms. But for others, HPV links directly to cancer. My cancer almost ended my career. It almost ended me. The good news is there are vaccines that can protect you or your children from cancer. The HPV vaccine is recommended for 11 to 12-year-olds, and a catch-up vaccine may be an option for teens and young adults. Talk to your doctors. You don't want HPV hiding inside your body like HPV has been hiding inside this commercial. Did you see all of them? Go to thinkaboutthelink.org to look again and learn more. Together, we can stop cancer before it starts.
Welcome to my house. Everybody's pretty tired of each other. The walls were closing in. Clearly a case of too much family, too close, 24/7. If this sounds like your house, try going someplace new. YourLifeYourVoice.org. You'll find lots of ideas to help you handle the family stresses of being confined to close quarters. YourLifeYourVoice.org. It could help you find a little more breathing room.
Welcome back to Citrus TV News. When you wake up in the morning, it'll be pretty chilly, below freezing, 30 degrees. Now, a quick look at our photo of the day. Me and our operations manager, Spencer Conchel, both ready for spring, and we're both flamingo aficionados, so we thought we'd break it out. Now, Tyler and Nicole, I hope you guys are ready for the warmer weather ahead.
Thanks, Jesse. And as James mentioned earlier today, we are celebrating women all across the world for International Women's Day.
This year's IWD theme is to #break the bias. Women all across the world are crossing their arms in an X formation in order to show solidarity with the foundation. Now, Tyler, who's a woman in your life that's made a difference?
There are just so many women. I can't name them all, but thank you all so much from both of us.
Yes, and that's all the time we have for you today on Citrus TV News.
For more of the latest, follow us at Citrus TV News on Twitter or Instagram, or check out our website at citrustv.com.
For all of us in Citrus TV News, I'm Nicole Aponte.
And I'm Tyler Melito. Have a great night, Syracuse.